Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over what we could possibly see for Godzilla Minus 2, or the sequel to Minus 1, whatever it may be called, and theorizing the possibilities that could come about in this next movie. First off, spoiler warning for Godzilla Minus 1. If you haven't seen it, why are you watching this video anyway, unless you want spoilers, I guess, for some reason. It was alluded to at the two ending scenes of Godzilla Minus 1, which are the main scenes that I'm going to be focusing on in today's video. So first I'm going to talk about the final scene. We can see Godzilla's flesh regenerating at the bottom of the ocean, signifying that he is still alive, and could regenerate into an entirely new Godzilla that they must fight and kill a second time. And the other scene is right before that. We can see that Noriko is actually alive and wasn't killed by Godzilla's atomic breath, or the blast from the explosion from his atomic breath that had happened previously in the movie. We're actually able to see the camera zoom in on her neck, and we can see that she is infected by what looks like either radiation poisoning or what I like to believe a G-cell, or a cell from Godzilla's body that has certain properties. First off, it allows for his regeneration, which we're able to see at closer to the beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie as well, when his flesh is regenerating in the ocean. They also possess mutagenic properties, which means they can cause genetic changes or rapid evolution, as we are able to see not as much in Minus 1 but more in Shin Godzilla, as well as in Singular Point, although Minus 1 still does have this cell property. So what could this possibly do to Noriko if she was infected by this G-cell? Well, we can look to the past, into the very first movie that actually included the concept of a G-cell and its special properties, Godzilla vs. Biollante, in which Biollante was created by the mixture of human DNA and with a rose's DNA. But there was also a Godzilla cell, or a G-cell, that was also mixed in with the other two of those. And because of these G-cells' mutagenic properties, Biollante began to mutate very fast and turned into the main form in which she appears in the movie, but then later evolved into the Rose Biollante form. And then it was also later theorized that Biollante, after going into space, turned into Space Godzilla, evolving and mutating probably multiple times in order to eventually turn into Space Godzilla. So if Noriko was infected by this G-cell, she could possibly turn into a Biollante type monster, and then in Godzilla Minus 2 fight the reborn Godzilla after he regenerates himself and turns into a new Godzilla. And this would make sense because we don't know if there were actually any other survivors from the explosion from Godzilla's atomic breath in that movie. We're only able to tell that it was her, and since the G-cells we know have this regenerative property, it would have given her that regenerative property and probably was the thing that allowed her to continue to survive. And that Biollante in this movie will actually be a hero having to fight off Godzilla. And throughout the story, Shikishima will probably be working with some kind of a scientist in order to find a cure for Noriko, in order to, after she defeats Godzilla as Biollante at the very end, so that they're able to turn her back into a human. Anyway, that concludes today's theory and video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe with the notifications bell on so that you can be notified of all my future videos as soon as they come out. And with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.